So we go on to the Misano Moto Superminis, and this is of course the JSM 6V and the metric hits. The riders again lining themselves up at the pit exit, obviously as we just sort out the incident that happened at turn 1. I believe it is pretty much cleared away now. Here come the riders out the pit lane. We've got a couple of them. So the rest of the riders coming through. Now there is a rider in this that I've paid very close attention to in practice, who absolutely flies out there. We'll get the order up, and I'm pretty sure it's Alfie Davidson. Now Alfie Davidson, I think, came up on my radar as one of the very, very quick riders. Now he did qualify second in that one. We have got the order here. It is Reece Stevenson, who is your fastest rider out there on pole for the Junior SM65, and then of course Alfie Davidson and the metric hits. He's the fastest for that, and then Stephen Brooks second for the JSM 65s. Henry Bain in third for the JSM 65s, and then we've got Preston Ward, who didn't start qualifying but starting fourth for the JSM 65. So small grid compared to our 50 odd riders that we had in that last one. So but still definitely the one to watch in this one. I'm going to put my money on Alfie Davidson.
Well, Reece Stevenson took 2 wins at Clay Pigeon and starts on pole position here in his JSM 65. Alfie Davidson on the only metric hit bike on the grid today. That's him lining up in second place, his closest side to the camera. Orange bike for Reece, black for Alfie. In the lime green is Stephen Brooks in third place, and Henry Bain there rolls up on his black and orange bike, number 42, into fourth place. Doesn't look like Preston Ward is going to make the grid for this one, so just the 4 bikes.
Okay, as the green flag goes up, and we're away for the Misano Superminis. And it's a good start from all by the 47. So Alfie Davidson already taking the lead on that bike. And I did say, didn't I, it was the one to watch in this one. And he breaks away and gets into the lead very early on.
Yes, indeed. Stevenson follows him in second place. Stephen Brooks on the lime green bike in third. Alfie Davidson speeds away through those first few corners and up the hill now. There you go.
Yeah, it really does. And I say in the practice, I was watching Alfie in that one. He just looks so smooth around the track. You just see him blitz through. We'll see them come down the back straight now into the chicane. Just see him dance through this section here now. Heavy on the brakes is Alfie. So absolutely brilliant stuff as he just slides through. Now we're still having a look at your second place rider now at the moment, which is Reece Stevenson on the JSM 65. He's leading the JSMs at the moment. And of course, Alfie on the only metric hit out there for this race. But we are almost at the end of lap number 1. Alfie is still leading the overall race at the moment, of course. But the qualifying results in that one, very close between the two.
Yes, only 0.03 of a second separated our lead 2 in qualifying. So it'll be interesting to see what Reece Stevenson can do here. As I said, 2 race wins at Clay Pigeon. Tom Gomez took the win in the metric hit both times, but he is not here today, so Alfie Davidson will take the win in that class. The front 2 now heading into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, they are indeed, and again, just so smooth around there. I say he looked like he hit one of the bumps around at turn 2. He's still going, but yeah, just like he had a little unsettling moment there through turn 2, pushing much harder than he really needs to. He's already clear by quite a way.
Yes, but let's not forget that Reece Stevenson's close behind him. Not come up on time in the gap between the 2 of them, but it looks to be about a second or so separating the pair of them at the front of this one.
As they're going through the midfield section again, as we look at the number 40 on our screen now.
That's Stephen Brooks.
Yeah, Stephen Brooks there. He is running in 4th position? Or third position at the moment. Yeah, 4th position now, just coming in. And that is, of course, Henry Bain in 4th position at the moment. Bit of a wobbly moment from the number 40 as he exits hairpin number 2 as he goes through the back chicane and onto the fast stadium section of the track. But still, your overall race leader at the moment, Alfie Davidson. And just behind him is Reece Stevenson. They cross the line now. It's a 1:16.1 for Alfie Davidson. There you go. That just shows the pace that he's got around there. He's lapping faster than some of the adults out there as well.
Yeah, I think that's just as fast as Ben Lord was lapping in the last one at the front of the stock 140. So real competitiveness from these young lads.
Well, yeah, very bright future ahead of this young rider as they're going through the turn 4 section onto the back straight, and he comes into, again, the favourite part of the circuit on the back straight, and again, just dives through this chicane section. Doesn't look like he makes a slight move, but just so controlled through there. Absolutely great to see. And there's the second place rider as well. That's Reece Stevenson there. Just the same, just so controlled, so smooth. And he's not letting Alfie get away too quickly, is he?
No, this one is far from over. There may only be 4 riders, but we still got a race on our hands here. If Reece Stevenson can pick up a few better lines, he may well make an impression on Alfie Davidson in the 6 laps that remain of this one.
They do indeed, and of course on your time screen there on the stream, still not quite updated just at the moment, but it will hopefully do in the last part of the race. But still, Alfie Davidson leading the way across the line into this section here over that dusty patch. Now this session was the first session out when that dust patch was just put down, and Alfie wasn't discouraged by that. He still flew through that section.
He did indeed. He was not afraid to dive straight into that pile of dust as it was when they came out being fresh. He's got about a second and a half, 2 seconds, I'd estimate, on Reece Stevenson. Of course, Alpha timing far more accurate than my eyesight, but one letting us down and the other one being readily available. That's what we've got. Reece Stevenson now showing us a lap down, so we may well see next time round what the actual gap is.
There's a new angle as Alfie goes through that section there, from a view from behind. And you just see they just straight line it all the way through. And of course, the first 2 apexes of that chicane, yes, they are just a straight line. But then the third part of it, it is an extra little kink. So you do have to turn the bike, you have to lean the bike through that section there. But the first half, you can just blitz straight through it.
Round Stadium, they come in. There will be 4 laps remaining once they complete this last couple of hairpins. Into the 4th one goes Alfie Davidson, as into the 3rd one goes Reece Stevenson. Now across the start-finish line, let's see what Alfie Davidson can do in terms of lap time. It's not showing up as purple on the board. Does Reece Stevenson register this time around? He doesn't.
Yeah, so Reece Stevenson there, a bit squirrely through the first corner. Managing to keep it in check though. What was the lap time?
We had a 1:16.32 from Alfie Davidson, just a 10th off his best.
Okay, there you go. So still very consistent there in terms of lap time, but of course he's got all the space in the world, really, hasn't he, to get it. He's got a clear track in front. He's not got much pressure from behind. Of course, that gap has opened up, I'd say, now to about 6 seconds or so.
Yes, you can see now he's got a bit more of a gap, maybe 3 seconds or so, back to Reece Stevenson. 4 seconds. He pops right in, almost as if he heard me say it was 3 seconds, to say it's 4 seconds, just over 4 seconds, the gap between Davidson and Stevenson now at the front.
I think when they cross the line now, it will be 6 seconds. I just counted in my head. I don't know if I'm very accurate in terms of my seconds, but I think he has opened that gap now to 6 seconds, has Alfie Davidson from Reece Stevenson. The gap between Brooks and Bain as well, the number 40 and 42. 32 seconds down the road is Brooks, and Bain 45 seconds. So Alfie crosses the line with 3 laps to go, and the gap now between our first and second place across the line is 6.5 seconds. There you go.
Fantastic counting.
There you go.
Anthony.
I can count to 6.
I didn't think you would, but you've proved me wrong.
I'm going to put my smug face on now.
Good man. I'll describe it to those viewers at home. Oh, very smug, yes. You are missing an absolute treat here in the comms box. I'd rather be watching this motorbike racing, though, at home. Alfie Davidson thunders down the hill for the 5th time. 2.5 laps remaining. So
controlled through that section there. Just doesn't look like, he's got his knee down. I tell you what, he's much quicker through there than what I was. I need to talk to Alfie. I need to get some tips off him for the next round.
I fancy myself sprinting through that section faster than you rode the bike through it.
No, it is such a nice section, and of course in the session that I did, I got out the way sometimes because some of the riders were blitzing through there. I didn't want to get in the way, but yeah, still Alfie flying through. Just so controlled through this section here, and Reece Stevens, I think the gap has opened up a little bit more now. Has Reece Stevens to Alfie Davidson as they go across the line. 2 laps remaining. 6 laps completed.
Very consistent lap timing from Alfie Davidson. He puts in a 16.2, his last one being a 16.5, and the one before that a 16.3. So he's consistently lapping in the low 1 minute 16s. His best being a 16.18.
Yeah, so still very, very nice, consistent lap times there. But of course, with the session that's open, it's no mean feat though. 2 laps remaining. We will be going on to the last lap this time around when the leaders come round. And Anthony Davidson again still leading the way.
Did you just call him Anthony? That's
Did, yeah, that is mine. I see.
And Anthony
Davidson
would be ex-Formula 1 driver.
Exactly. They're very different.
Significantly lankier than
Yes,
the young man we see on the bike in front of us.
Well, you say that. He's not tall.
Who, Alfie?
No, Anthony.
He's reasonably tall.
He's not that tall.
He's 6'2", isn't he?
No, I've met him. He's tiny. He weighs 56 kilos. I know that personally because I did a race with him.
Who am I thinking
So there you go. I don't know who you're thinking of. But here's your race leader, Alfie Davidson, coming into the final section now. He will receive the last lap board as he crosses the line. There we go. And he's got a nice clean lap ahead of him now. 9.24 second gap between himself and Reece Stevenson, who now crosses the line to receive his last lap. And then you've got Brooks in 3rd position on the number 40, 47 seconds down the road, and Bain in 4th position on the 42, 1 minute 6 seconds down the road. So nearly lapped has one of the riders there, and you just saw him actually in your screen there. Here is Henry Bain going through the chicane now. Here comes Davidson flying through. You see the speed difference as they go through. Heavy on the brakes. Here's Alfie Davidson. Round hairpin 2. We are looking at him now. Are we sure that's just not a mini MotoGP bike?
It's
just miniaturized it. It certainly is going as fast as one, isn't it? He's cloned one, and it's just not fully grown yet. But the checker flag is at the ready. Is Alfie going to get in front of Henry as we go into this final section now? The number 42. He lets him by, I believe. But here's the checker flag to Alfie Davidson. Very clean race. Takes the checker flag. And so does Henry Bain there. 1 lap down. And then here is Reece Stevenson on the 23 in 2nd position. He's going to cross the line now. Bit of a shake of the head, but it's a good race nonetheless. Showed some nice, consistent pace. And still some quick times out there as well. He did qualify first. He was the quickest rider in qualifying, so he's not slow out there. He's also quick, is Reece Stevenson.
Yes, excellent ride there from Alfie Davidson. Maybe said Anthony again myself. Stephen Brooks in 3rd place. We are watching now come round to finish. Henry Bain obviously a lap down, and they'll finish the race. And Reece Stevenson has come home in 2nd.
There we go. So your order on the screen now, just updating. And yeah, this is the 40 of Stephen Brooks. It's going around at hairpin 4 now. For the final time through the chicane to take 3rd position overall, 2nd position for the JSM 65.
Next up, we have our Ultimate Superminis. It's the SM Open.